Hey everyone, I'm Kara McIver of the Healer Spot here in Davidson, Saskatchewan, and I just wanted to come on and talk a little bit about working with crystal grids. So there are so many different elements that you can combine with the healing properties of different crystals, and if you place them in different sacred geometrical shapes and add all these elements, they can really help you to live the life that you want to live. So if you've been trying to meditate and you've been trying to manifest living the life you want to live and trying to be, you everywhere you go, it can be really scary. And so why not work with different tools to help you along the way? So one of the biggest things I've been getting out of working with crystal grids and meditating and all that stuff is realizing that that we have a light side to us and we also have a dark side to us. And it's so important to love both sides of who we are because it's who we are. And so we always think that this shadow side of us, like we don't, we're ashamed of it or we judge ourselves for this side of us. But the thing is, there's always good and bad, light and dark to every situation. And it's the same with who we are. You will never experience joy if you don't experience also sadness. And so it's the same with this whole light side, shadow side of us. So I want to share with you a little something about myself. I was a smoker. I smoked cigarettes for probably about 15 years, and I loved smoking cigarettes. I'm not going to lie. And because there was a point long ago when I truly embraced my shadow side. And so I loved smoking and I knew it wasn't good for you, but whatever. But there came a point where I realized that it was actually hurting my body. Like, you wake up in the morning and you are coughing out of control until you have another smoke. All that gross stuff that goes with smoking. So anyways, I'm getting off track here, but I quit smoking for about maybe not quite 10 years. And then I don't know, something in me was like, I feel like being bad right now. And so I started having little puffs here and there, on and off for a couple of years. And then I started again in November or December, and then I found myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm smoking a pack a day. And it was fun for a while. And I'm like, okay, like enough is enough. I can't do this anymore. My body is not happy with this. So, and then of course you go into judgment and then you feel like you're trapped, like damned if I do, damned if I don't. How do I quit? I didn't want to read a book again. So that's how I quit the first time. Can't remember if I said that. Anyways, so I was like, okay, well, what can I do to push past this? So I set up a crystal grid, all for quitting smoking. And when you create a grid and you create all these elements, you can add in sacred geometry, like I was saying. You can add in numerology, healing properties of crystals, color properties. And then you come up with this simple mantra. So the mantra I came up with was, with boldness and bravery, I take the first step to a healthy, happy life. I feel the fear and I do it anyways. And so I would sit at my grid at my meditation area and I would keep saying that over and over again, and I would just pull in all of this energy, and something just shifted in me, and it happened so fast, and I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, life is so much better not smoking. And so I think after about a month or 2 months, I realized that, okay, I don't need to smoke anymore. Okay, this is great. So let's tweak up our grid a little bit. So I got rid of the snowflake obsidian out of the grid area, which was one of the main crystals I had for, addictions and fear of letting go and that kind of thing. So I removed those, and then I changed my mantra. It was pretty well the same, but then I changed it from take the first step to with boldness and bravery, I take the next step to a healthy, happy life. I feel the fear and I do it anyways. And I have to tell you that since I set that grid up, and it helped me to quit smoking, but I'm telling you, so much more has happened in my life. All of a sudden, all these people have been showing up in my life that are helping me to want to create change and giving me tools to help me change things up. And it's just become, I've become very aware in the process of all of this. I was like, you know what? It was because of my shadow side, the part that I always judge myself for, this, oh, you're smoking, you're so bad, you're supposed to be healthy, you're supposed to be this, you're supposed to be that. But I've realized through this last few months that had I not been me and needed to smoke and do whatever, I wouldn't have got to the point where I am today. And it was because of all that, I set up this grid, and then I changed the energy of the grid, and I shifted and moved it around, that I've become happier with who I am and more okay with who I am. So the thing is, we always try to pretend we're someone that we're not. You act like you're this person in front of this person, you act like you're that person in front of that person, but it's like, what if I just could show up being me everywhere I went? And the thing I found out is that life is actually so much easier if you just are who you are. And again, I wouldn't have got all of this awareness if it hadn't been for this crystal grid. And so I'm teaching a crystal grids class on April 20th at 9 till 12, and it's going to go a lot into just this kind of thing, like setting up grids to manifest the life that you want to live. But there's really so much more to it, because you can take these elements and these ideas of working with grids, and you can apply them in so many different areas of your life. So for example, like in the class, we talk about different elements, different earthly goods that you can use with your grids. And so for example, ginger. One of the healing, or one of the metaphysical healing properties of ginger is for inviting more adventure into your life, new experiences and more adventure. So yes, you can put that into your grid, but you can also use that in everyday life. So you're making a smoothie and you're grating the ginger in it, and you just set that intention of new experiences and more adventure to show up in your life. And then just be surprised when all these neat things start happening. So we can get so caught up in the mundaneness of life, but if you start adding in all these different elements into your life, life becomes fun and exciting and interesting. So there's so much to take out of this Sacred Grids class. I'm so passionate about it because it's been a real journey for me creating this class, and a real journey of me learning to quit. I've been a real asshole to myself in the past, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. And since I've been really working with all these different tools and, working on this class and working with the elements, testing to see if they work and documenting it, writing it down, journaling it. And it's been such an uplifting experience, and it's got me to be more comfortable with being who I am and being okay with who I am, and realizing that life really is easier if you just are who you are everywhere you go. And so I'm so passionate about this workshop because I just want to help other people to just really step out of their shell and be who they are, and to realize, I know there's a lot of pain and suffering in this world, and I acknowledge that I don't understand what a lot of people go through, but I just want to say that you're so much stronger and you're so much more capable of breaking free of these old patterns and these old ways, because all these places you put yourself in where I can't do this and I can't do that and this is just who I am now, I'm here to tell you that you are capable of pushing past that wall of lies, that little teeny place you've backed yourself into, or where you think, oh my God, this is where I have to be for the rest of my life. You don't have to be there. You can break past these chains. You can push past this wall of illusions, and you can live the life that you truly desire. And you can show up being you everywhere you go. Sometimes you just need that little bit of help, and I am speaking from experience when I talk about working with crystal grids and working with meditating and manifesting the life that you desire. We are all capable of living a life of happiness and joy and ease, and I want to help you to experience all that and to believe in yourself and to just, show up being you. So this class is going to be held at the yoga studio next Saturday, 9 a.m. And you can just bring your own yoga mat and whatever. But if you're uncomfortable sitting on the floor, feel free to bring a lawn chair or anything else that'll make you comfortable, and just show up being you, who you are. It's like, hey, I need to have this suitcase of stuff with me. I got a box full of crystals or whatever. I want you to just show up there, ready to make changes in your life and ready to just break free and live the life that you desire, because truly your life will just become so much easier and so much more enjoyable if you just embrace who you are. So I hope you'll sign up for this class. You can just follow the link below, and if you decide to come, like, what else is possible? And what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to create a reality beyond this reality with total ease? So I hope to see you next Saturday. Bye.